Hi, this is Sean with Paradise Veggies here in the garden this morning. What I wanted to start doing for you guys is really explaining how it is I'm successful growing vegetables here in Arizona in the desert with the heat. And one of the things I believe is due to my success is that I spend a lot of time in the beginning prepping the soil, building the soil. And what I do is I want to put as much organic matter into the soil as possible, whether that's compost I've purchased, stuff I found around my house, like leaves that I've raked up and put into where I'm going to garden, or the garden beds that I've already established. And why I want to do this is because organic matter is the fertility, is the nutrients that plants used to grow. So for instance, when this sunflower tree falls down and I put these leaves back in the bed, the worms are going to come up, the bacteria is going to come up, it's going to break it down into all the nutrients that the plant took out of the soil and make it available for the next set of plants that grew. I think this is really the only way to organic compost. Sure, there are some really fancy organic fertilizers that you can buy at the store, but if you've ever looked at on the back on the ingredients, they're really just a high nitrogen fertilizer. There's not a lot of minerals or nutrients in them that I think is necessary to grow some really delicious food. Some of them, you don't even have to buy a fertilizer from the store that says blood meal. Some of them use blood. So what they'll do is they'll go to these slaughterhouses, and I mean, think of how much blood comes out of a cow. They'll take that, they go process it, and they use that as a fertilizer. So if you question, how they, I don't know, grow cows and meat and stuff like that, possible hormones or any of the drugs or stuff like that they give the cattle to grow so big, that's going to be in their blood, and then you're going to put that into your garden. And so I've basically skipped all chemical fertilizers. There's times where I wanted to break down and put some in there, but I just held strong to my values and didn't do it. And look, I mean, can you believe that I'd never have put a single store-bought chemical or fertilizer in this garden? Everything that I used was just organic matter, and it's worked great. What you can do is, if you go to the store and you want to buy some compost, which is probably what a lot of people do, it works good for smaller gardens. You can find a cheap, really good compost at Home Depot for almost $1 a cubic foot. But I mean, this is 720 square feet of gardening times however deep it is. So that's almost $1,000 if you want to go to a big box store. Well, if you want to go to like a wholesaler or like a landfill place that possibly also composts, it's going to be, it's still going to be a little bit expensive. It's probably going to be like $25 a truck full. So what I did is I found a lady on Craigslist, and she had a horse farm, and she was taking the horse poop, the rye, and some alfalfa, and she was mixing it together, and it was kind of composting down a little bit. But what it was is it was still high in organic matter. So it was really cheap. The first truckload was $10, and then the second time you came, it was free. So I went twice down there with a big old truck and a big trailer. She filled it up. I brought it back. Another thing you can do is I've heard a lot of tree companies are very nice about anytime they cut down a tree, or those big square chipper trucks, they'll come and they'll drop that off at your house. Here in the valley in Arizona, the dumps aren't so close, so they're saving money by dropping it off at your house. They don't have to drive all the way out there, or wherever, maybe a possible commercial place that's composting. And that stuff's really good, because I really believe in that the chunky woody stuff to mix in with your garden. It breaks down great, and I think plants really like it. That's it. You could also rake leaves up around your house and put them in your garden. What was I going to say next? The second thing with the building the soil is I mix, for my raised beds anyways, I try to mix it 50% dirt and 50% organic matter, so compost, leaves, whatever. And the reason I do that is I want to get the bed up and going really fast, and I also don't ever want to have to go dig back in the bed. I don't have to go till again. I'm really lazy. So basically I've named my style of gardening square foot, desert adaptive, no-till. And what that means is, you know, I try to bio-intensively garden, so I plant things really close, I companion plant. Desert adapted means I really try to use my watering technique to train the plants to send their roots down as low as possible. Part of what that desert adaptive gardening is I in-bed sow. So all my seeds, or as many as possible, I try to start in the bed where the plant's going to grow, so that that tap root that gets the water goes straight down and can absorb as much water as possible. This will save for more water, lower water bill later. The square foot desert adaptive, what was the last part? No-till. No-till means when this plant goes to die, the only thing I'm going to take out of my garden from these plants is the sunflower seeds. This entire stalk left is going to get left back down. I'm going to either cover it with a little bit of compost, or I'm going to cut it up, and so the worms are going to come up, eat the plant, and put the nutrients back in the soil for the next plant. So you want to get a lot of high organic material, tons. If your garden is right on the earth, not in raised beds, you know, 6, 8, even a foot of compost or organic matter on top of that is going to be a great start. I hope that helps you guys out with the dirt. I'm going to explain some other things, my watering technique, my plant spacing, and a couple videos coming up. So stay tuned, post some comments. See you guys later.